I think everyone has had this exact feeling. You walk into a room, maybe it's a party, maybe it's a work thing.
A networking mixer, yeah.
Right, or even just a barbecue, and you see that one person, and they aren't, necessarily the best dressed or the CEO,
Right.
but they just have this gravity.
It's like a magnetic field around them.
Exactly. Everyone's leaning in, they're laughing at all their jokes, and the whole room just kind of pivots around them. And if you're like me, you're standing over by the snacks thinking, man, I wish I had that gene.
Like you missed the sign-up sheet for charisma.
Totally. It feels like some people just get it, and some of us are stuck by the hummus forever.
Well, that's probably the most common misconception in social psychology. We see likability or charm as these kinds of mystical traits.
Innate, yeah.
Like eye color. You either have that it factor or you don't.
Which is, frankly, a little depressing. But that's exactly why we're here today. Because that whole assumption, it's just wrong.
It is scientifically wrong.
Today we are diving into The Science of Likability by Patrick King. And I love this because the science part of that title is doing some really heavy lifting here. This isn't just, friendly advice.
No, it's about engineering. That's the perfect word for it.
Engineering.
King's whole premise is that likability is not magic. It's the result of using specific psychological protocols. He pulls together findings from, I think it's around 16 different major studies, all to prove that we can consciously and deliberately trigger positive reactions in other people's brains.
So we're talking about, hacking social interactions.
Look, in a way, yeah, but I don't want hacking to sound manipulative. It's more like learning a language.
Yeah.
If you go to another country and you learn the customs, you're not manipulating anyone. You're just using the right protocol to signal respect. King argues the human brain has its own biological protocols.
We're all running on ancient software.
We are, exactly. And to get that software, we have to start with something that's maybe a little humbling. We have to talk about dogs.
Pavlov's dog.
Pavlov's dog. The classic.
The bell rings, the dog starts drooling.
Right, most people know the basics. Pavlov rang a bell, then fed the dog. He did it over and over, and eventually just ringing the bell made the dog salivate.
Even with no food.
No food in sight. It's classical conditioning. The dog doesn't decide to drool. It's a reflex.
And King's point is that humans are just really complicated dogs.
We like to think we're more rational than that we pick our friends based on, deep values.
Sure.
And sometimes we do, but a lot of the time, we're just reacting to a bell. We're conditioned to associate feelings like trust or comfort with certain signals without even knowing why.
So the mission of this deep dive is to figure out how to become the bell.
Exactly. How do we act in a way that triggers that this person is likable reflex in someone else's brain?
I love that. Okay, let's get into the toolkit. Because a huge hurdle for a lot of people is that person at work or in your friend group who just doesn't seem to like you.
The one who kind of rolls their eyes when you talk in a meeting?
Yes, that person. My first instinct, and I think this is true for most people, is to try and win them over.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness.
Bring them a coffee. Offer to help on a project.
Right. I'm trying to buy their affection.
And according to the science, that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing.
But it feels so logical.
It does, but it ignores how the brain actually works. King brings up what's called the Benjamin Franklin effect.
Okay.
It's named after him because he supposedly used this to win over a rival, but it was actually confirmed in a lab back in 1969.
And the technique is what?
If you want someone who dislikes you to become a friend, you do not do a favor for them.
Okay.
You ask them to do a small favor for you.
That seems completely backward. If they already don't like me, why would I want to annoy them by asking for something?
It all comes down to a really powerful psychological force called cognitive dissonance.
Okay, unpack that for me.
The brain, it just hates being a hypocrite. It needs our actions and our beliefs to line up. And if they don't, it creates this mental static. So let's say I don't like you. I think you're annoying. But then you come up and ask to borrow a book. That's what Franklin actually did.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I say yes. I lend you the book.
So now you've done something nice for a person you think is annoying.
Exactly. And my brain just hits a glitch. It goes, wait a minute. I don't help people I dislike, so why did I just help this person?
The logic doesn't compute.
So it has to fix the glitch. And the easiest way is to rewrite the story. It decides, well, I must not dislike them after all. In fact, I must kind of like them.
Wow. Yeah.
You're not winning them over with charm. You're forcing their brain to justify its own actions. You're hacking their need for consistency.
Yeah, it's wild. But I assume you can't just walk up to your rival and ask them to, like, help you move.
No, absolutely not. The favor has to be small. If it's too big, they'll just resent you.
So what's a good example?
King suggests things like asking to borrow a pen or asking for their opinion on something they're an expert in.
Oh, that's good.
Or, and I love this one for a party, you ask them to order your drink for you while you run to the bathroom.
Hey, can you just watch my stuff for a sec?
Exactly. It's so subtle. But think about the power dynamic. When you try to help them, you're chasing them. When you ask for their help, you're signaling respect. You're saying, you're competent.
It actually empowers them. And their brain thanks you for it by deciding to like you. It's so ironic.
It is. The thing we think makes us look weak asking for help actually makes us socially stronger.
Which, speaking of looking weak, that's a perfect lead-in to the next big idea. This one feels huge, especially for, the Instagram age.
Oh, definitely. We're all trying to project perfection. The perfect vacation, the perfect job.
The highlight reel. We think, if I look perfect, people will be impressed, and if they're impressed, they'll like me.
Right. But being impressed and liking someone are two very, very different things. Perfection actually creates distance. It's intimidating. And King brings up this great study from 1966. It's called the pratfall effect.
The pratfall effect.
Yeah.
Like, this is the coffee spill one.
That's the one. The setup was brilliant. They had people listen to a recording of someone taking a really hard quiz. In one version, the person gets every question right, just sounds super competent, super polished.
A total genius.
Right. In the second version, the person also gets everything right.
Yeah.
But at the very end, you hear this clatter and they say, oh my God, I've spilled coffee all over my new suit.
A little moment of clumsiness.
A little moment of humanity. And the result, people liked the clumsy genius significantly more.
Because they're relatable.
Exactly. King uses this great analogy here. He compares Superman to Batman or Spider-Man.
Oh, I love this.
Think about Superman. He's literally a Superman. He can't be hurt. He never makes mistakes. And honestly, he's a little boring.
It's hard to connect with a god.
Right. But Spider-Man, he's always late. He can't pay his rent. He messes up his relationships.
He's a mess.
He's flawed. And that vulnerability is why we love him. When we see someone who is competent, but also screws up, we see ourselves.
So showing up to a party and trying to be too perfect, too polished, I'm actually pushing people away.
You become a statue. You're not approachable. Vulnerability is what says, hey, I'm like you.
But there's a key detail there, right? You said in the study, the person still got all the answers right.
Yes, that is the most important part. The pratfall effect only works if you've already established competence. If the person who is failing the quiz spilled the coffee, they just looked like a total mess.
Right, so it's not about being incompetent. It's about being good at something and then showing a flaw.
Exactly. You're humanizing your competence.
So practically, what does this look like? Do I just start spilling coffee on myself on purpose?
Please don't. But King suggests small things. Trip a little on the sidewalk and laugh at yourself. Admit a silly mistake you made at work. Tell a slightly embarrassing story.
Like the time I confidently waved back at someone who was waving to the person behind me.
Perfect. That's exactly it. It disarms people. It shows you don't take yourself too seriously, which makes you safe to be around.
Okay, I love that. So we've made friends by asking for favors, and we've become more relatable by being clumsy. Now let's talk about influence. Getting what we want.
Because likability is also a tool for negotiation. And King talks about two big techniques here that sound like opposites, but they're both about shaping expectations.
What are they?
The door in the face and the foot in the door.
Okay, door in the face. Let's start there.
It's a great name. The idea comes from Cialdini's research. You start with a request that is so huge, so over the top, that you know they will say no.
You want them to reject you.
You want them to, metaphorically, slam the door in your face. Because what matters is what you do next.
Which is,
You immediately follow up with your real request. The smaller, more reasonable one you wanted all along.
and why does that work?
Two main reasons. The first is contrast. If I ask you for $1,000 and then I ask for $20, that $20 suddenly seems tiny.
Right.
But the second reason is a little bit of guilt and social obligation. When they say no to you, they feel a little bit like the bad guy. So when you make a concession by asking for less, they feel pressure to meet you halfway and also made a concession, which is to say yes. They feel like they won the negotiation.
That is so sneaky. So if I want to pick the restaurant for dinner,
You start by suggesting a place that's an hour away. They say, no way. Then you go, okay, fair enough. Well, what about this other place that's only 15 minutes away? Your choice now sounds like a brilliant compromise.
I am 100% trying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the opposite? The foot in the door.
Right. This is about building a chain of yeses. Instead of starting big, you start incredibly small. You ask for a tiny agreement that costs them nothing.
Like what?
Let's stick with the restaurant. You don't ask, want to go to that new Italian place? You start with, are you hungry?
Yeah.
Do you feel like going out tonight?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Italian?
I like Italian.
You say, You're building this momentum of agreement. It becomes harder for them to break that pattern and say no. It changes their self-perception to, I'm the kind of person who says yes to this.
So one uses contrast, the other uses consistency.
Exactly. Both are about framing the conversation before it even really starts.
Okay, speaking of framing, let's talk about something I think we all worry about, which is being judged, being stereotyped the second you walk into a room.
Oh, there's the tech bro, or there's the artsy one.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a valid fear. Our brains are built to categorize things quickly. But the book offers a really surprising way to combat this. And the answer is TMI.
Too much information.
Wait, really? Because usually TMI makes me want to get away from someone, not like them more.
Right, and we're not talking about, describing a medical condition. King means granular information. The study he cites found that when you give people specific, even irrelevant details about yourself, it dilutes the stereotype.
How does that even work?
It's called the dilution effect. So imagine you meet someone who fits your stereotype of a, let's say, country club tennis player.
Okay, I have a picture in my head.
Right, your brain loads that file.
What?
Privileged, maybe a bit out of touch. It's a two-dimensional caricature.
I've already put them in a box.
But what if that person mentions, yeah, I actually went to college on a scholarship, or something totally random like, my favorite color is neon green because it reminds me of this turtle I had when I was 8.
Those details don't fit in the box.
They crack the caricature. A caricature has to be simple. A human is complex. The brain can't easily stereotype a scholarship student who loves neon green turtles. It forces the other person to see you as an individual.
So we shouldn't hide our weird little quirks.
No, lean into them. The more specific details you share, the less generic you become. You're implicitly trusting them with information, and that builds a subconscious bond.
That's a great bridge to the next level of connection, which is really reading people. And King goes deep into the biology here with the James Lange theory.
Yeah, this part is fascinating. It just flips common sense right on its head.
Okay.
We normally think emotion happens like this. You see a bear, you feel fear, and because you feel fear, your heart starts to race.
Mind first, then body.
James and Lange argued it's the other way around. You see the bear, and your body has an instant physical reaction, heart races, adrenaline spikes, and then your brain reads those signals and labels the feeling as fear. So, I feel scared because my heart is pounding. In a way, yes. Your brain is interpreting the physical data, and this is so important for reading people. You can't just look at their facial expression. You have to look at their physical state, what just happened to them.
Okay, give me an example.
Your boss sprints up 3 flights of stairs because the elevator is out. They come into your office. Their heart is pounding. They're a little out of breath. Face is flushed. Physically, they are in a state of high arousal.
Right, they're amped up.
Now, if you hit them with a complex problem at that exact moment, their brain is looking for a reason for all that physical agitation. It might look at you, look at the problem, and decide, I'm angry.
So they misattribute the stress from the stairs to me.
Precisely. They aren't actually mad at you, but their body feels mad, so their brain just connects the dots. You have to read the context.
That makes so much sense. And this connects to memory too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But how we can influence someone's mood.
Yes, exactly. Based on a study by Aish and others, our memories are mood dependent. When you're happy, it's easier to recall happy memories.
Right.
But you can reverse engineer it.
How do you do that?
By getting someone to talk about a time they were happy, ask them about a great vacation or a favorite hobby, get them to describe the details.
You're not just chatting.
No, you are physically reactivating the neural pathways associated with that positive emotion. You are literally lighting up the happy parts of their brain.
And then what?
And then, we're back to Pavlov, purely by association, if they are feeling that joy while they're with you, Their brain starts to connect that good feeling with you.
You become the bell for their good mood.
You become the bell.
But this has to work in reverse, too. If
Right.
I'm the person who's always complaining or talking about bad news,
Then you become the bell for anxiety. King is very clear about this. You are conditioning people to feel stressed when they see you. You want to be the person who reminds them of their best days.
this is all starting to click. It's really about managing the associations people have with you.
It is. It's about seeing social interaction not as random chance, but as a system of inputs and outputs.
Okay, so let's recap this whole toolkit we've built today. It's a pretty serious arsenal.
It is. First, for the frenemy, we don't buy them coffee. We ask to borrow a pen.
Right. Trigger their cognitive dissonance. Second, we stop trying to be perfect. We spill the coffee, metaphorically.
Be more like Spider-Man. Let them see the cracks.
Third, we frame our requests. Either start huge to make the real request look small,
Or in the face.
or start tiny to build a yes ladder.
Foot in the door.
Fourth, we share our weird specific details, our love for neon green turtles to break stereotypes.
And finally, we act like a mood conductor. We read people's physical state and guide them toward their happy memories so they associate us with that feeling.
When you list it all out, it almost sounds, I don't know, mechanical.
Yeah.
But what's the bigger picture here?
It really comes back to empathy. That's the irony. To do any of this well, you have to get out of your own head and really think, what is this person experiencing right now? How is their brain processing this?
It's not manipulation if the goal is connection. It's just learning to speak the brain's native language.
Exactly. It helps you become the person people genuinely want to be around, and that is the ultimate soft skill.
Before we wrap up, is there one last idea we should leave people with? Something to chew on.
Yes. There's a concept in the book called reactance. It's the science behind reverse psychology. It's this deep biological need we all have for freedom of choice.
We hate being told what to do.
We despise it. The second you tell someone they have to do something, their brain's first impulse is to rebel, just to prove it has a choice.
The forbidden fruit effect. So how does that apply to being more likable?
Well, think about how often we try too hard. We act like we need people to like us. We are, in a way, demanding their attention, demanding their validation.
And their brain instinctively pushes back.
Right. It feels like pressure. So here's the provocative thought. What if you leaned into that? What if, instead, you acted like you didn't need their approval at all?
You give them the freedom not to like you.
By giving them the absolute freedom to walk away, you remove all the pressure, you respect their autonomy, and very often, that space, that lack of neediness, is the very thing that draws them in.
Give them the space, and they might just decide to fill it. That's powerful.
It's the ultimate form of confidence.
Well, on that note, we'll let you go test all this out. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
My pleasure.
See you next time.